You are not responsible for the programming you received as a child, but as an adult, you are responsible for being aware of it.
The first step to knowing how to break free is recognizing you're in a cage. Learn to read between the lines and not take things at face value, like the news we are given every day. Understand why certain stories are given to us and others are never reported. One of the most overlooked forms of manipulation is information control. People seek escapism from depressing news, much like they turned to the cinema in the 1930s. This is an example of social engineering. The depressing news is overwhelming, which causes us to seek refuge from the relentless programming by going to entertainment as an escape. Cinema is a multidimensional art capable of affecting our neurophysiologic structure in different ways. Studies show that different parts of the brain are activated while watching a structured film, and consequently, the movie imitates consciousness structure. This imitation of the consciousness structure enables cinema to deeply influence the brain. The effect and its manner are the main themes of the newly emerged science of neurocinema. The problem is that media of all kinds is one of the most powerful forms of psychological manipulation, not any different from the relentless news cycles. Entertainment has consequences. Be careful what you choose to consume. Thought conditioning is also done interactively via social media. For example, trending posts on sites like Reddit, Tumblr, or Facebook are manipulated by algorithms specifically to be seen by as many as possible, or to promote certain narratives under the guise of seeming organic. The inverse is also true. They suppress information and opinions that are not in favor of whatever change they wish to achieve. Maybe anything that moves young and impressionable minds is orchestrated to some extent, like the hippie movement of the 60s and 70s.
Control of the narrative is essential for control of the people. There are 5 steps of social manipulation. 1. Building trust, confidence, or rapport. 2. Questioning old ideas. This is the entry phase to suggesting new ideas. This is also philosophical Hegelian dialectics. 3. Injecting new ideas. 4. Persuasion. And 5. Reinforcing new ideas and framework. There's power in repetition and thought conditioning.
People stick to things like their political party, favorite news sources, or friend groups, instead of looking at other sources or learning what others believe. Confirmation bias is when you search for information that conforms to your existing beliefs. This is why the Mockingbird media begins to question old ideas and inject new ones, because people will go along with what those they trust are suggesting. Controlling the narrative is not relegated to nonfiction. Fiction also impacts reality.
Fiction impacts people. People impact reality. Therefore, fiction does actually impact reality. In between the shows children and adults watch are many ads, on TV or on devices. Research shows that children younger than 8 don't understand what a commercial is, and often accept their claims as fact. Alright, that's all fine, but why are these advertisers vying for our attention? Is it really some random chaotic soup of companies clamoring for seconds of random individuals' attention? Or is there a logical and organized reason the most powerful financial corporations in the world put money behind social engineering not to win a single individual, but to steer the collective as a whole? You don't just have to be sold a product. You can be sold a lifestyle. It is said that fame is a byproduct of greatness. You can choose to believe that, but it's missing half the story. Children have a limited frame of reference, and they know limited options. When someone asks a child what they want to be when they grow up, some say, "I want to be famous." Why? Because that's what they're sold.
Lisa. The Kardashians, they've been brilliant.
They epitomize the idea that everyone can be famous if they, create the right brand.
The lie of fame has been marketed as glamorous and desirable to American children and teens for decades. Girls used to sit in soda shops to be discovered like Lana Turner. Today, people use social media as a way to be discovered, like how Scooter Braun, quote, discovered Justin Bieber. Or the way Lil Nas X used mimetic magic to catapult himself into the spotlight. As highlighted in the documentary Fake Famous, families, influencers, and some who even travel overseas
paid $2,000 each to come here on an Instagram vacation just to take a photo against a flat pink wall. They're looking for this, likes, which translates to more followers, which is the current currency of the most important thing on earth today, what everyone seems to be obsessed with. They want to be famous.
Children do not grasp the concept of the entertainment industry. They understand that things they like to do, such as playing and singing and expressing themselves, are all an extension of acting.
I love acting. It doesn't feel like work for me. So it doesn't it feels like going home and playing on your phone. It's not like it's it's like the best thing ever. It's nice because most of the subjects I do and some of the things like maths and science, you feel like you're doing work. So when I was acting, I felt like I was just exploring and having fun. So I didn't really have to, it wasn't as hard work for my mind because I was doing something I truly loved.
Fame is targeted at children in countless mediums such as magazines, music, television, and movies. The glamour of being adored, of being rich, having all sorts of nice things, and living what looks like a fun life. Who wouldn't want that? You'd have to be crazy to not want that.
I thought you were done playing nerve. Hell no. The girl who won Seattle now has millions of followers. She is Insta famous. Who cares? I care. Leave.
If we knew what these people were going through, we would never support this industry. But we'll talk about that in the 7th part of this series. The point is that popular culture is driven by the companies that control it all. The difference today is that the programming is so tight that we don't need ads in movies like we used to in order to be manipulated. Young kids and adults alike are influenced by social media. The hypnotist in our pockets. Club Libby Lou is one example of the bizarre early 2000s trends of teen and child clubs. Tube tops, tight pants, nail polish, makeup, all of that was in during the early 2000s era of pop stars and socialites. The emulation of tabloid figures had reached the masses, and they were eager to participate. Remember, this was way before social media. It was selling a dangerous message that if you teach your daughters that they have to look good to succeed and that outer beauty is what matters most, that's what they'll believe. But occasional exposure to something is nothing compared to constant exposure over time.
As children, we watch shows made for children. The shows are generally meant to teach a lesson or show you behavior that is preferable to be imitated. One of the greatest lies we believe is that, as adults, we stop learning the same way. What we watch influences our behavior whether we acknowledge it or not. The principal characters in children's shows, mainly on Nickelodeon and Disney, strove for fame, not greatness, nor positive causes, but fame.
That is some voice you have. I'm Beverly Jones. I manage singing talent. Are you wrapped?
Thanks. Wrapped?
You know, do you have an agent?
Starting tomorrow, I'm going to school with my celebrity sis. I'll miss you, paparazzi. When I walk through the store, I will be just another regular 15-year-old girl.
Let's do this.
Meet Tori Vega. Student, sister, singer.
I've seen what you can do on stage. You're special.
She was just a regular girl.
These kids are all artsy and talented, and I'm just normal.
Hi, I'm China Ann McClain, and I play a musical prodigy named China Parks on Disney Channel's newest comedy, Ant Farm.
Hey there, people of Earth. I'm Carly Shay, and this is our very first webcast of a little show we call iCarly.
She's Carly.
She's Sam.
Sam I am.
Carly, Sam.
I think they're clear.
business with Star Records.
And of course, the phenomenon that obsessed an entire generation with becoming a pop star, American Idol.
This is the stage where singers become superstars. And this is American Idol.
So, the industry has reacted by removing the risk. Instead of trying to find genuine musical talent, they simply take a pretty young face, usually from a TV talent show, and then simply force the public to like them. What that is, in fact, is the record label's $3 million making sure that that new single is quite literally everywhere, completely unescapable. You will hear it whether you want to or not.
It really is a game of who you know, not what you know or how talented you are. Some exceptions obviously exist, but overall, effort does not reap a reward in the fame machine. A celebrity who's based their entire persona off of the idolatry of pop culture is the internet star Poppy. Born Mariah Rose Pereira is a singer that many consider to be indie or entirely self-made. This is not true. She moved to Nashville at 14, then at 15 began receiving vocal coaching from Brett Manning, and a year later started uploading covers and original songs to her YouTube channel. So who is Brett Manning? Well, his clients include names such as Miley and Noah Cyrus, Keith Urban, Hayley Williams, Taylor Swift, and Debbie Ryan. Sometime in 2013, Poppy had moved to Los Angeles, California with her close friend Debbie Ryan after signing with Island Records. Debbie Ryan starred in Disney Channel's Jessie from 2011 to 2015. Mariah was an extra in the March 28, 2015 episode of Jessie called Basket Case. Reality TV is a place where many are discovered. But the idea that stars are just like you and that anyone can become the next Miley Cyrus or the Beatles is a lie.
Understand that the fame system is rigged. You're up against algorithms, YouTube management, which is the equivalent of talent agents, but for YouTubers, sponsors, and dubious characters like this.
My name is Shiraz Hassan. I'm the founder of Fame by Shiraz, and I make people famous. Some of my clients, Kim Kardashian, Paris Hilton, Jennifer Lopez.
Predators use their fame to take advantage of their young, adoring fans. Some examples are Davi Vanity and Lost Prophets. It's actually extremely hard to have a moderately successful career in the arts, let alone get rich. So when you see these billionaires claiming to be rich simply due to their talent, you can bet something else is going on. The answer is not to look at everything as being awful. People need music. We need to tell stories to gain new perspectives, give hope, learn things, laugh, reduce stress, or appreciate other cultures.
But if you are an artist of any kind and you were given the talent and the gifts of creating, don't be discouraged because fame is reserved for the unfair few. Don't strive for fame. Strive for making an impact in people's lives, even if it's only a few, because, unlike the stars millions are taught to follow who change the world for the worse, you can make a positive impact on a few people's lives for the better.
I'm going outside to play. I ain't gonna slave away, no. No fun, no corporate Babylon. I'm never gonna be a pawn in their manipulation games. I'm taking the reins and breaking the chains. I'm never gonna kneel away. My prophet is heaven sent. No preacher, no president. Gonna lead the street. We never know.
He don't